Cypesound is a program created to carry out the design and checking of the level of insulation and acoustic conditioning of the building according to codes from different countries or using customized parameters and the calculation method described in EN 12354 and ISO 15712. To do this, the program calculates the indices that evaluate the indoor and outdoor airborne sound insulation, the impact sound insulation, the reverberation level in indoor spaces, and the sound pressure level produced by the equipment in the building. When we begin, we can import the model of a project hosted on the BIMserver.center platform and become part of the collaborative workflow provided by Open BIM technology. This way, the program can read the geometric model and noise sources, as well as the construction systems. Then, in the General Data section, we select the code we want to check from those available, or we choose to carry out a calculation with customized values. When using one of the specific codes, we indicate if the building use is applicable and adjust the necessary general parameters, which are covered by each code. If we select a custom code, we define the magnitudes of the parameters that characterize the acoustic performance of the building and their minimum required values in the general parameters of the calculation. This way, in the design options, we select the magnitudes we want to use to evaluate each type of insulation and the level of impact noise. We also configure the types of spaces for the acoustic analysis, assigning to each one limit values for airborne sound insulation against outdoor sound or from adjacent buildings, and activating, if necessary, the sound absorption and reverberation time calculations. We also define the interaction between space types by specifying limiting levels of interior airborne sound insulation and impact sound insulation between pairs of spaces. In the Project Navigator on the left-hand side, the program has a library of types where we can define all the classes of elements, including their acoustic performance, in order to subsequently apply them to each of the building's components. We can obtain the geometry of the spaces and the elements automatically from the information contained in the BIM model, or enter it numerically. The program allows us to group the spaces into use units or to consider spaces without an assigned use unit to act as independent units. Then, we can check or edit the location and dimensions of the walls and floor slabs in each space, including the openings on them, as well as the connections between the building elements, the furniture, and the equipment. Once the model has been defined, we access the program's second tab and launch the analysis process, which is carried out in accordance with the procedure set out in the selected code. The program allows us to inspect the results obtained in several ways. The analysis summary shows the results in a histogram that allows us to quickly identify acoustic index values outside the admissible range. Then, by clicking on each space, a list with the results of the selected indices that measure each of the quantities compared to the required limit values appears on the screen. In each space, we can generate a detailed results report. This includes different tabs with the description of the data and the process followed in the calculation of outdoor and indoor airborne noise, impact sound, reverberation, and service equipment noise. Also, by selecting each edge, we visualize the junction type identified in that edge and the calculation of the different vibration reduction indices for each acoustic transmission path. Finally, the program automatically generates reports justifying the compliance with the selected code, including the acoustic analysis of the building, which details the analyses that have been carried out. When using customized codes, in the airborne sound insulation section of this report, a statistical representation of the results obtained is included, along with a table with the worst-case results and their justification, both for airborne sound and impact noise between rooms and for airborne sound from outdoors. Further on, the sound absorption section provides the verification of the reverberation time limitation. And the sound pressure levels section provides the calculation datasheets of the noise emission level for spaces sensitive to equipment noise. We can print these documents directly or export them in different formats. Authorized project participants can share and view the information generated with the program via the BIMserver.center platform, allowing them to access all the information from any device at any time.